A pair of skates on our shelf. But if you look closely, you will see that the right toe has a very big hole in it. That was the result of my attempting a sport that's been sweeping Europe and America. It's speed roller skating. Last week I went down to Tatem Park up in Palmer's Green, where the British team were training for the championships this coming weekend.
Tokyo, South America, Australia, France, Germany, UK, America.
On your marks.
You need plenty of muscle and stamina to make a top speed skater. There are only about 150 skaters who have made the grade in Britain, and they can reach speeds of between 20 and 30 miles an hour. It's so fast that in a race the wheels can heat up and they have to be changed on the move, so the skaters have a firm grip of the track. It adds up to a graceful and exciting sport. John Fry, the British #2, took me through the basics. He explained that before you go anywhere, it's important to make sure the shoe is secured properly to the skate.
With this spanner, that there is locked up tight.
That's a relief.
That's locked up tight. Right.
They're football boots, aren't they?
They're football boots. The skates are a very light aluminium skate with a plastic frog. Quick release wheels.
Which... Oh, that's good.
The wheels were easy to change sitting down. Doing it in a race must be hard. Rowan Harlow, the current British #1, lent me an arm with the first stages.
Main idea is keep your head over. Don't lean back.
Listen, let's just...
Stop laughing.
Let's just try a few things, right? Don't keep your feet parallel. Keep your feet like that and try and push out to the side. Each stride out. That's a bit better.
It's been a while since I was disco skating in the studio, and getting my balance back took some time.
Stop laughing. It's not funny.
Right. No brakes. We've got no brakes on these things. Right. Let's try and go down there in a straight line for as far as we can. Yeah. Right. Now, pushing out to the side
Giving
and stepping.
A bit of speed.
Stepping. Yeah, a bit of speed. Come on, we're speed skaters.
Once I got going, I found I'd forgotten how to stop. Having mastered crashing into hedges, it was time for skate control practice with some of the junior skaters.
No, I'm not concentrating. See, I don't...
I was glad I had my tracksuit. Experienced speed skaters wear very little protective clothing, but they never race without their safety helmets.
Right, the gloves there as well?
Inside.
Yeah.
Right, let's have that other helmet.
I was ready to have my first go on the racetrack. Getting on was like being on a level crossing. I had to wait for the train to go past first.
Makes you sick.
Not only is the surface smooth, it's not so bumpy as where it was first
It
skating.
all seems to me it's to do with being smooth. If I could only get that sense of being
action.
smooth. Yeah.
Well, as I said...
The train moved with beautiful smoothness. They could have been auditioning for Starlight Express, with wheel changing as a party piece.
That's it. Pick your feet up, don't let your feet drag.
They were coming round for a second time while I was still struggling to stay on my feet. I obviously wasn't quite ready for this pace, so John and Rowan took me off to another bit of the park to practice on the pathways.
Right, up the path.
While I was gathering a few more bruises, the team were practicing relays. Alison Hartley and Lisa Smith are both former junior European champions. In a speed skating relay, you don't pass a baton, but you have to touch your partner, giving them a firm push-off.
It's probably the most exciting racing of all.
And how many laps would they do normally?
They'd normally do
race?
10,000 metres.
Well, that's a long way.
That's six and
Oh,
a
so
half
this is
miles.
nothing then? So how old are you then, Alex?
6.
You've been watching my skating?
Yeah,
What do you think of it?
it's all right.
You think it's all right? I tell you, if I do a little bit down there, will you shout and tell me what I'm doing wrong?
Yeah.
All right, and I'll go for a little skate and you watch me and tell me what I'm doing wrong. That's going to sound lovely. Go from there. Tell me what I'm doing wrong.
He's crossed his legs wrong. And put your hand legs straight. Get your legs in a bit. Move your arms forward. And don't fall. Move your arms forward. Like that. Move your arms like that. Your legs to the pole like that.
How was that then?
Not really good, but you're meant to be like that.
You reckon you could beat me then?
Yes.
Yeah?
Yes.
And you, even you, Alex?
Yeah.
All right, you're on.
Alex Doggett has only been racing for a year,
How many laps is it? 2, right.
but even he can teach me a thing or two.
Wait for me!
They told him, don't you ever come around here. Don't wanna see your face, you better disappear. The fire's in their eyes, their words
I'm not used to failing like this.
beat it, just beat it. You better run, you better do what you can. Don't wanna see you macho man. You wanna be tough, better do what you can. So beat it, but you wanna be.
That was enough skating for one day, but the team had a surprise for me, and it meant getting up at 3 o'clock the next morning.
If you're a speed skater in France, Italy or the United States, practicing in the wintertime isn't a problem because they've got lots of indoor centres. But here in Britain, we don't have any of those. Now, there are loads of places where one could practice. For example, a novice speed skater like myself could get a bit of practice in a supermarket while I'm doing my weekly shopping. Normally, this sort of thing wouldn't be allowed because it's a bit dangerous, but me and my friends, we've got special permission.
I've had my eye on baby clothes recently. It's the smooth floors that make supermarkets brilliant practice places, but they're only available to the best skaters in the country.
You won't get permission to go in the supermarket on roller skates again, will you?
Me and Superman.
No, you did really well.
I've got the bruises to show it, too.
What was your fastest speed?
4 miles an hour.
It looked a lot faster. And now, a journey into the unknown.
When man